With the deal, Beasley. Hold on. Let's put this on. Should be on spot. Now I gotta see something, man. I seen some bullshit. Some things we gotta. Hold on. You're wrong, bro. You're wrong.
Salute to the brothers in the Patreon. Salute to the brothers subscribed to the channel. Listen, I wasn't ignoring, the comment section. Brothers in the Patreon was hey, AC, take a look at this. I wasn't ignoring anything. I was saying to myself, let's wait for the footage. It happened at an airport. There's footage. Let's just wait. I told the brothers in the Patreon, let's just wait. This is what I was waiting for right here. And the reason why, it's better to have the footage than to just do the story on it, because I'm going to show you how they try to minimize, abuse against black males when these Keishas are doing it.
Oh, shit. That's a fact.
In this video, all you saw when you saw the uploads, on these websites, they calling it shoving. No, it wasn't just shoving.
In Alabama. Shot him in the head in front of the kids.
She hit him in the face.
Murder. Yeah, she's fucking up this dude right here.
She hit him in the face.
And she jabbed him.
TMZ. The caption is seen on surveillance, shoving boyfriend.
Shoving?
On Yahoo Sports.
She was pushing. She pushed that
shoving.
Man. Yo, bro. All right, man.
WBLS. Shoving. All it says is just shoving. No.
WBLS. Oh, word. Who the fuck was?
She hit him in the face. And shoving is bad enough. Because the way she shoved him. Let's just get to the video. Let's just get to the video. Let's just get to the video.
Franks, nigga.
This is her already pulling on her. Pulling on him, excuse me. And we talking about Coleman, Christian Coleman.
Yanking, nigga. Ain't no post. She yanked that man.
Right there. Right there. She slaps him in the face. Or punched him in the face. No, it looked like a punch, actually.
She had them long ass nails.
See?
Curl.
Let's go. Let's.
This nigga fight for real, man.
Right there. Let's show it again.
White girl.
Right there. Hold on. Right there. You see his face move? She punched him in the face. It looked like a punch,
actually.
actually.
This black man?
So let's go.
Ain't nobody gonna help this black man. He gonna just let him be out there with a shark. Boom.
Look how look.
She need to be arrested.
Look how hard she slammed him in the wall. Okay.
She need to be arrested. She needs to be arrested immediately. Oh.
Look, shoved him again.
She thinks she's tough.
Look, he's trying to avoid her. Look.
She thinks she be tough. She ain't lifting no weights like that. She ain't doing no real push-ups, bitch. You ain't doing no isolation.
What's the one thing you noticed about this video?
Ain't nobody stepping in, stopping. Nobody just looking past this shit.
What's the one thing you noticed? Not one person came to his aid.
Yeah, it's a black man.
Not one. Not one person.
The black man could protect himself. We don't need nobody to protect
Not
us.
one person restrained her.
That nigga be getting his ass whooping the house.
Not one person went to her and said, you got to stop doing this. Nothing. Nobody came to his aid. Nobody. Everybody is on code against you. I've said this so many times.
Right, nobody don't step in. We don't need you to step in.
Nobody stepped in to stop her at all. Nobody.
Nobody should. That's his problem.
This was in public. Imagine what she's like behind closed doors.
And bare feet. That shit's crazy. It's just walking, stomping like a goddamn Tyrannosaurus Rex.
This was in public.
Bitch thinks she's fucking the king in the jungle.
And I don't know why dudes think that, getting with a Keisha is terrible enough. But getting with a Keisha, that was in a previous relationship with other Keishas?
Oh Lord, I'm out of here. Let me make this up for Jesus Christ. I didn't even want to hear.
First of all, you already know how much. If you don't know the dysfunction.
She need to play for the WNBA. She moving like that. Fuck out of here. She a Keisha.
Well, ain't it just a small world?
Mike. Yeah, Mike. She got all kind of shit in her. She got that green dildo, the pink dildo, the black.
I don't care. You tell me I can't use drugs during the Olympics. I'm still going to do it anyway.
Yeah, because LeBron James does it. That's why.
And then get upset when you broke the rules and then you bring racism into it.
Boy, that's not race. It's classism. You ain't a bitch. Only LeBron James could do that.
These are clear indicators that this person is not a good person at all. Doesn't accept responsibility.
Goofy? Nah, bro. Don't me. Last nigga that called me goofy, I killed him.
Masculine.
I'm gonna do that to myself. I ain't gonna sub it.
So, I can't feel too bad for him because she's a public figure and everything is out there. But he doesn't deserve that at all. Nobody does. Nobody deserves to be abused at all. Nobody.
Yeah.
We don't we don't advocate for that type of, mess over it. That's Pookie behavior, abuse.
We don't want that.
She's a Pookisha. Through and through. That's Pookie behavior. Abusive, toxic, that's all Pookie behavior. That's rat community behavior. That's Brad behavior.
Brad, I like that. I don't know, Brad be doing that shit too.
But I've done so many videos on these Keishas sending productive black men to the upper room. Some of these stories don't even reach the media. And what this Keisha's already doing? Did you see the comments? Go to any comment section where this video is posted on any website. You're going to see Keisha's asking, well, what did he do wrong? Are you kidding me? You don't know what he did wrong at all. You don't know if he didn't do anything. You don't know nothing. What you do know is you see her being abusive. So you're going to talk about the unknown instead of talk about what's known. That's Keisha's for you. They rather make up a scenario than talk about what's actually in front of them because it goes against what they're trying to get out into the world, that we're the monsters. No, we're not.
I'm about to holler these niggas about the meth, man.
Nobody stepped in for him and stopped him. This is abuse. And it was in public. I want you to understand that this was abuse that was in public. I seen videos where Maria was going off on Hector and women and men stepped in. I seen videos where Becky was going off on Brad and women and men stepped in and stopped her. Yes, even called the police. Nobody stepped in. Nobody stopped her. You know why?
Why? What's that?
Because it's a normal occurrence. The reason why Brad, Hector, or even Lee, they'll step in because that's not normal. That's not normal for them. It's normal to see Keisha's put hands on black males. That's normalized. to the point they saying it was just shoving. And even if it was just shoving, what does that mean? How come you just can't put abuse? Why you just trying to, you know, soften it by saying, oh, it was just a shoving match? It wasn't no shoving match. He wasn't shoving her. No, it's abuse. And it wasn't just shoving. She hit him in the face. That was a strike.
Well, I just seen this one shit.
Boy. Oh, let's look at it again. Let's look at this video again.
Smack the shit out of him. That's what he needed. Smack the shit out of him. Took her head from him.
Right there. Hit him right in the face.
Oh, son. You's a bitch, bro. You's a bitch without the pocketbook of the win.
He's trying to get away. Look.
Oh, son. You's a sucker, son. That's what Christianity has you like? Nah, I don't want to be no Christian. That's what Christians.
Look.
Fuck out of here.
Look how hard she pushed him. You know he fell on the floor.
Yeah, she cheating on you, nigga. She cheating.
Nobody. No, look how hard she pushed him. You know he fell on the floor. Nobody stepped in.
Yeah,
look.
Cheating on you.
Look how hard she pushed him.
She don't respect
look.
She don't respect you. She don't respect you.
She's still going at it.
Nah, she don't respect you, man.
Look. Nobody. Nothing. Nobody's doing anything. Nobody's doing anything.
They shouldn't. That's good for him, man. Let God save him. Let the angels of heaven come down.
Look how hard she pushes him into this wall.
He prayed for.
She pushed him in the wall so hard his leg jerked up.
Now you put sauce.
Well, let me show you. Look how hard she pushed him into the wall. His leg jerked up. Look.
Oh yeah. It flipped up.
Let me tell you something.
Cause he wasn't ready.
Her career needs to be ruined. Right here. I don't want to hear these Keisha's talking about. You had Keisha's talking about. Oh, you know they need to mind their business. This is just. Yeah, exactly. They were saying it was normal. This is normal behavior for young couples. Yes, it's normal. It is normal. It is normal. Keisha putting hands on you know the black males.
White women. I'll tell you right now.
This is normal.
Blocks. I know 52 blocks. They're gonna learn quick.
Her career needs to be wrong. This is what cancel. You know the cancel culture. Yeah, this right here needs to be one of those. They always trying to cancel something. Yeah, this is one of those moments. Anytime, any figure in sports is caught doing anything domestic when it comes to abuse, career down the drain. This is what needs to happen here. Endorsements gone. Job, your job, career ruined. Everything gone.
Yeah, I said if that was a man punching a woman.
And black men, you know the biggest problem here? Black men need to start coming out saying she needs to go. She needs to go. And here's the thing. For all these Keishas running their mouth, trying to turn the victim into the abuser. Do you know why she said she did that?
Well, what happened? Why she did that?
Wasn't because of no abuse. She said Coleman, Christian Coleman had taken her electronic headphones. This was over headphones, y'all.
You're sorely mistaken, short bus.
This was over headphones. Headphones. And then she was booked on a charge of 4th-degree assault. Just headphones. And again, the reason why I don't be feeling sorry for these simps, because he's a simp, super simp. She has a lot of things going on, a lot of emotions and forces going on inside of her that not only I can't understand, but nobody can. She's one of one, and I'm one of one too.
Huh? The fuck that
and if you don't shut up, man.
Sound like a sucker, nigga.
You don't shut up. He said, I don't feel like she should have been arrested. People have emotions and stuff like that. And she has things she got to work on for herself. And so do I. And so do you. Shut up, Duke. That's the reason why she feel comfortable with putting her hands on you, because she know you'll accept it. You're weak. No spine. And this is not what should be looked up. Nobody should be looking up to anybody like this. You don't get no respect. No respect at all. Who cares what she has going on inside her? Keep your hands to yourself. What does that have to do with you being abused?
I love her. This nigga
Oh, she shouldn't have been arrested? Guess what? Guess what, Duke? Her being arrested.
What up, yeah. Good, man. It's all out though.
Hey yo, LAZ, check the new video with me and the bro Ken Do 718. It's called A Hustle and Never Stop, you heard? Shout out to the whole Williamsburg, the whole Brownsville on this. I'ma leave a link in the comments and the description so you could check this joint out, you heard? Z-Lord, broadcasted live from New York City. It's the hottest channel on these YouTube streets. The best jail stories and hood stories are here. Make sure you subscribe today. LAZ.
Damn, like Fort Greene was different, man. Back then, dudes in Brooklyn didn't even trust to come to Fort Greene, man, because they knew Fort Greene was always at war with itself and each other. You know what I mean? They bring niggas from outside the projects, however, whatever. That shit turned out however it do. But the fort just had an uncanny, mist about it where, it was genocide if we understand what genocide is, because it was itself tearing at itself. It was itself tearing itself up. And so in this state of mind that me and Squeak were in, like I said, gunplay happened, man. You know what I'm talking about? Gunplay happened. Squeak had came through the island one day, man, and I seen the nigga, man, and I'm like, yo, cuz, what up? And when I said that, he turned around and fired at me. When he fired at me, I fired back at him. Check it. Squeak got on my sweater at the time, my champion sweater, a great champion sweater. And I had on a pair of his Pepe jeans, man. I think black Pepe jeans, man. And nah, man, you know, back in the days, you know how it was when Fort Greene was Fort Greene. You know what I mean? Fort Greene was different, man. I don't mean that, you know, in a way to glorify anything. I mean it in a way only because, you know, I lived a long enough life to have been able to see the transition. You understand what I mean? In the transition, if we speak in the terms bad to good, I can't speak to that. I would say that is different. Now I understand what that terminology means in its actual sense, like stepping into it and living it, you know what I mean? Living in the reality of what that difference is. Nevertheless, you know, when Fort Greene was Fort Greene, you know, it was just something different, homie. You know what I mean? You know, my cousin, man, I got a cousin out there, man, you know, and from out there, you know, but Squeak really from the Ville. I don't know, Squeaky really from maybe, I'm gonna say the Ville, right? But then I remember he was living in Crown Heights. But Fort Greene has always been his home too, because, you know, Squeak ain't only my crimey from the street, but me and him are cousins. You know what I mean? My aunt and his grandmother are cousins in some regard. And so in that way, we were raised as, you know, cousins. You understand? His mother and my mother were raised as cousins, and me and his sister and my sisters and his sisters and him, we all were raised as cousins. Nevertheless, man, you know, we were drawn, you know, to have to pick sides when we were coming up, because, you know, we was in the streets, man, you know, and when we was in the streets, we were adolescents and we were getting a bunch of money back then, man. You know, the 80s and 90s was a whole lot different than what we see, you know, today's reality as far as the drug game go. Nevertheless, man, the situation had happened, man, some gunplay had happened or whatever the case may be between some guys that Squeak was hanging with and the guys that I was hanging with, you know, like it was a riff. I don't know if it was over a girl, or it probably was over a girl, but that would be a whole nother story. But anyway, it was over a girl or whatever, and some gunplay happened. And so me, in my mind, I'm thinking, yo, let me go holler at Squeak, man. You know what I mean? That's my cousin. You know what I mean? And if worse come to worse, man, you know, me and him gonna just have an understanding that the beef ain't between me and him. Whatever, man. Long story short, man, we live on an island in the fort. You understand what I'm saying? And so I got access to go to Squeak's crib because his grandmother is like my great aunt or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? So when I knocks on the door, she let me in. You know what I'm saying? So when she let me in, man, like I'm saying, like Fort Greene was different, man. Back then, dudes in Brooklyn didn't even trust to come to Fort Greene, man, because they knew Fort Greene was always at war with itself and each other. You know what I mean? They bring niggas from outside the projects, however, whatever. That shit turned out however it do. But the fort just had an uncanny, you know, mist about it where, you know, it was genocide. If we understand what genocide is, because it was itself tearing at itself. It was itself tearing itself up. And so in this state of mind that me and Squeak were in, like I said, gunplay happened, man. You know what I'm talking about? Gunplay happened. I'm like, yo, Squeak, what up, cuz? But when I said that nigga turned around, backed out, and fired on me. When the nigga fired on me, you already know, like, the shit was up. I started firing back. But the funny shit about it is that when me and him was shooting at each other, I had on his pants, I had on the black pair Pepe jeans that Squeak had let me hold, and this motherfucker had on my champion sweater, my gray champion sweater, shooting at each other, right? So I'm like, this shit is bugged out. But then again, like I said, if you know this time, you know that's that Fort Greene shit. This shit is crazy. So now the next day, after we had a shootout, I goes to his crib. Remember, his grandmother is my great aunt, Miss Chris. So when I go to the crib, she don't think nothing of it. You know, we ain't telling our moms this shit. Well, Squeak did holler at my mom's like, Aunt Pat, yo, you better talk to Sean. That nigga going crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. But when I went up to the crib, Miss Chris lets me in. When Miss Chris lets me in, because she don't know anything about nothing, I goes to Squeak room. When I go in Squeak room, and this is my word, we like 17 at the time, maybe 16, man. It's like 1990, so 16 at the time. But this the type of temperament we on, homie. I don't know whether it was the movies we was watching or, you know, us wanting to be precocious in our time, you know, ahead of our time while in our time. But I went in the Squeak room. And when I went in the Squeak room, Squeak was in the bed with a girl named Squeak inside the bed with her. So when Squeak in the bed with her, I got the grip on me. You understand saying? I back out on him and tap him on the shoulder and go, yo, cuz, wake up. Yo, homie, the nigga turned around. But when he turned around, it was a screwdriver or some shit on his nightstand. And the nigga went to go try to grab for the fucking nightstand shit. And I said, nigga, I wish you motherfucking would. And that nigga looked up at me and said, yo, cuz, you a snake, cuz? Yo, kid, I looked down at him. I said, yo, how I'm a mistake? He said, yo, nigga, you fucking with them niggas from the far side. I said, nigga, you is too. Fuck is you talking about? He like, yo, cuz, but yo, man, them niggas don't care about you. That was his, you know, his thing to me. Like I said, we was coming up in them streets. And so we picked sides, homie. You understand what I'm saying? We from the island, but me and Sweet got money on the far side. You understand what I'm saying? At the time, Sweet got down with niggas that was in motion. Like, they was heavy in motion. They had a stamp out there back in the days, you know, to leave out the names that was serious, homie. You understand what I'm saying? And Sweet and them niggas, they had a crew. It was a few of them, you know what I mean? And then I had a crew, because, you know, Rum and them niggas always been my crime. He's like, I always been a lone dude, but when it always came down to who my crew would be, you would always have to associate that with Rumble, Diggy, you understand saying Killer, you know, a Bumstead, you understand saying Hook Off, you understand saying, because we was a family. You understand saying we was a family. I seen the boy the other day was talking about Hook Off, the kid Simp. You understand saying, but back in the days, we always a family, homie. You understand what I'm saying? But, you know, the beautiful thing about it, man, you know, the moral of the story that I got from it when I look over my shoulder into retrospect, is how even though we was out there caught up in them streets, man, and doing the things that we believe we were doing, you know, or supposed to been doing at the age that we were at, we never hurt each other, man, especially from the island. That's like one of the things that's recognized and respected in Fort Greene, is that the island is like a close-knit part of the fort. People got many different reasons as to why they call it the island. When I was growing up, I always believed it was the island because that part of the fort is surrounded by streets. You know what I mean? The streets on all sides of it. And so I always believed that that's the reason why they called it the island. But the island, like, you know what I mean? Really, Rel from Fort Greene, you know what I mean? Rel did 20 years and got a, you know what I'm saying, bachelor's and a master's degree before he came home. You know what I mean? He came home working with, you know, the criminal justice system, trying to, you know, with the youth outreach. But, you know, we had a camaraderie there where, you know, no matter what, man, you know what I mean? We blowing at each other, man. We fighting and whatever. We scuffling, whatever. My cousin Ice, all of them from the island. And these dudes got, you know, a pantheon of stories behind themselves without me even having a highlight. I'm just trying to give you the familiarity of what the island meant to us back then when Fort Greene was Fort Greene. You understand what I'm saying? And even though we got caught up in the thick of it and in the mix of it, we knew our boundaries, we knew the limitations, man. On the island, nobody from the island could ever say that this dude from the island killed him or this dude from the island shot him. You understand what I'm saying? Because on the island, we just didn't give it up like that. I had Sweet dead in the right. You know what I mean? I had him dead in the right in a game of chess that was checkmate. You understand what I'm saying? But I couldn't. You understand what I'm saying? Because the camaraderie, the love that I have for him prevailed. You know what I mean? My whole thing to, you know, people when I speak to them about our experiences from back then is that Allah made us through, so it was never meant to be. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't never meant for us to hurt each other when we was out there like that. We were just in, you know, we was in gladiator school, so to speak. You know what I mean? In real time. And because we were able to go through that and still come back here today and be able to tell these stories, man, and that's a testament of that redemption that I'm always talking about, man. We once was, but look at us now.
How that conversation ended in that room that day.
With me and Squid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I let up right there. Once I had those words with him, me and him said, you know what I mean? Because again, I had ran down on him when he was in the bed with a girl. You understand what I'm saying? So even if it would have got out of hand and became crazy, that shit would have just got crazier because that's how we was on it, live. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we was caught up in the rapture of a thing that we didn't understand in our adolescence at that time. You know what I mean? And it was kill or be killed. But like I said, for some uncanny reason, when it came down to dudes from the Allen homie, we just always had an unspoken boundary that we would never go across. And so later on in that room, you know what I mean? It ended the way it did. Like, me and Squeak said them words. You know what I mean? He called me a snake. I called him a snake. I couldn't do nothing to him. You know, but I ain't let him get that screwdriver. I ain't let him get that screwdriver, homie. You understand what I'm saying? But, you know, that's when Fort Greene was Fort Greene, man. You know, it's a different type of thing going on right now. The principle changed. And when the principle changed, man, it gives these dudes a different understanding of what loyalty is, man. Right now, Miss Squeak still speak. That's my cousin. You know, that's my cousin, man. You ain't no hard feelings, none of that.
You said you knew the nigga Sha too that used to be with Squeak back in the days?
Oh yeah, you talking about Saquon Black, man. Yeah, I knew Sha, but I knew Sha outside of, you know, my relationship with Squeak, because me and Sha went to junior high school together. But I know him since we were kids. You know what I'm talking about? But then when, like I said, when we were picking sides out there in the streets, Squeaking them and Sha and them all was on the same side. You know what I'm talking about? And so because of that, you know, we were young, man. You know what I mean? Dudes had difference of opinions, man. You know what I'm talking about? I seen Sha. When me and Sha was up north at 5 Points. And that was my first time to get a chance to see Sha. Maybe like, if I seen him in 2004, I hadn't seen Sha since 1992. And last time I seen Sha, because you know him and Squeak and all of them was a team. So you already know when I say, you know, some type of activity was going on, these were the players involved. You understand what I mean? You know what I mean? We all was young guns when we was younger, man. And when I seen Sha, man, I seen Sha in 2004, I think maybe. 2004 and 5 Points, man. He was going on a visit, sharp as a motherfucker. And I seen the nigga and I said, yo, what's up? He like, yo, what up, Tank? I'm like, yeah, kid, it's been a long time, like, flat. He like, yo, I'm going on a visit. I'm like, all right, we gonna put in for Low Library. You know what I'm talking about? We gonna link in Low Library. And me and Sha seen each other in Low Library and got a chance to chop it after, you know, so many years. To me and Sha never really had nothing personal. It's just that when niggas pick sides, that's what it was. You understand what I mean? Niggas pick sides. Me and Sha ain't never had nothing personal. Maybe, I don't know, inside the full building, you know, the nigga mastermind something. You understand what I'm saying? Led to somebody else being chastised for it because the shit was crazy. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, man, last time I seen Sha was like in 2004, man. Wow. Sha always been a fly nigga. Get to a bag. You know what I mean? Squeak too, all of us. We always was fly back then. Me and Rum, we was jeweled out when we was kids, man. Gucci links and all that shit. That was just us, man. You know, I'm gonna try and snatch some flicks, man. I'm gonna see if somebody got some flicks, man. But that's what it was.
There's a lot of throwback Fort Greene pictures on the channel and shit like that. But you know, it's crazy, man, because you know the dynamics of that project. Some of these projects is so big that, you know, from the outside looking in, a person would be like, oh, word, you from Fort Greene? So, you know, anybody else from Brooklyn, we know better to not name drop niggas like that from Fort Greene to each other, because there's so much conflict. You know, I'm talking about back in the days. I ain't speaking about now. But it was so much conflict internally with Fort Greene. Another Brooklyn nigga, you be careful asking a nigga from Fort Greene who he know. Yo, word, you know my son? I mean, like, nah, I'll wait to do that shit. You feel what I'm saying? And see who a nigga know and who he fuck with. You feel what I'm saying? Because I already know.
So, as long as I could remember, the Allen and the Far Side always went together. and the middle side and the first side always went together. Why? Because the middle side and the first side to us is called Ingersoll houses. Ingersoll houses is the middle side and the first side. They stuck together. Back in my time, they stuck together. You understand what I'm saying? And Walt Whitman houses is Walt Whitman houses is the far side and the Allen. The Allen and the far side always stuck together. You understand what I'm saying? And so that conflict happened between the far side and the middle side.
Which one of them joints was built first, the Ingersoll or the Walt Whitman?
Oh, now, if we get into, you understand what I'm saying, the history of how they came about. I know Walt Whitman was a poet. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying which set of the projects, because them shits look different, right? Walt Whitman look a little different from Ingersoll, right?
Watch this. They don't, Fort Greene is not even the official name of that project, Fort Greene section of Brooklyn, but they are separated between Walt Whitman houses and Ingersoll houses. Walt Whitman houses are 6-story buildings, 11-story buildings, and 13-story buildings. I'm gonna say 11 only because you got a couple. Well, I can't even say 11-story buildings on the far side. We're gonna put them on the middle. The middle got 6 stories, 11 stories, and then I think they got some that go to the 13th. But we call Ingersoll houses the first side and the middle side. Right? In my time, because now I heard they got some up top, down low, all this wicked shit. I don't know what the hell none of that shit mean. Lanes and all this shit. I don't know what none of that mean. But in my time, we had, like I said, the first side and the middle side went together. The Allen and the far side went together. The far side is the side that's closer toward Adelphi and Myrtle, going up towards Clinton Hills. You understand what I'm saying? And then in the middle of that, when you be showing it on your diagram on the satellite, the Eagle buildings is also included right there, because the Eagle buildings is a part of Fort Greene. Like, we embrace them. You understand what I'm saying? It's only 2 buildings and them shits go up to the 20-something floor. But I mean, that's when you had 50 and all them niggas alive, Darby and Weemer on them niggas from the middle side. You understand what I'm saying? That's when Ben and all them was alive, Jew Boy and all them. It was a whole bunch of different type of energy, man. Far side always been the side that people recognize the most. But in my understanding and in my experience of the fort, all the real down low silent killers came from the first side, man. Those was the OGs, the big homies, man. Because before crack came to Fort Greene, them niggas was on some bank robbery shit, bank robbers and all that, man. And all the motherfuckers came from the first side, man. Wow. Straight gangsters, man.
What up, Hop? Good, man. What's up? Hot, though.
What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So this is something that one of my subscribers just sent me, man. And, you know, I mean, look, this is frivolous, obviously. But as trivial as this is, it still goes to show you the lengths to which they will overrate this guy.
Yep.
When it comes to his overall value as a basketball player this late into his career. Okay, it just goes to show you how insecure he is to have. I mean, because when you think about it, for him and his team to put this much pressure on game developers to augment and exaggerate his skill set and attributes this late into his career,
it's a fast.
Unbelievable, man. So,
it's a fast.
According to reports, NBA 2K26, right? LeBron James, first of all, he has a 96 overall rating in this new game. A 96 overall rating.
Come on, man. Get him out of here, man.
To put that in perspective, I believe there's only 3 players on the game with a higher overall rating than him. Nikola Jokic at 98, Giannis at 98, Luka at 98.
Okay.
So technically, he's tied for the second highest rating in the game. Yes. At age 40.
At age 40.
Secondly, he has the highest stamina rating. This is the most absurd. As absurd as his 96 rating is, and look, when you compare what he's doing production-wise to, you know, past greats, yes, he's putting up numbers that really only been rivaled at this stage by Michael Jordan, as far as his age is concerned. But I distinctly recall in the old NBA lives, Michael Jordan was like I want to say his rating was like in the, I think the first year he was an 82. And then in 2003, I think he might have been like an 85. So they were very fair that he had declined. Still a good player, but no longer the uber player that he was before when he was in 99. Or 98. Maybe that last year. But this dude, man, is ridiculous. LeBron James should be no higher, in my opinion, than an 89. He should be no higher than an 89. But with his delusional fan base, the fact that kind of like a certain president I know, if you criticize him in any way, shape, or form, you're hating on him and you're being unreasonable. 99 overall stamina. How does he have a 99 overall stamina at this stage? That doesn't make any sense. How is he a 99 overall stamina at age 40? How does he have the highest stamina? It doesn't make any sense. That's absurd. Isn't this the same dude that will take breaks from basketball for bullshit reasons? Or LeBron has left basketball for personal reasons. You know, he'll take a break for a week, and the only guys in history of the NBA have been able to do this, and they'll say, oh, well, he's just taking care of personal things, when in reality, the motherfucker's probably getting rest, you know what I'm saying, because he's tired. The same dude that, this guy with this unstoppable stamina that they claim, right? This unholy stamina. It's the same guy that none of us said he had to do this. He went out and declared he was going to try to play all 82 games and failed epically. And when he did, you know, somehow it was all our fault for putting that pressure on him. You know what I'm saying? It's the same dude. 99 stamina. Jesus Christ, man.
99 stamina.
That's why I've always,
guns,
whenever I play these games, man,
99 bananas.
before I start a season, I will always edit ratings myself. First of all, like I said before, at this stage of his career, age 40 going on 41, there's no way in hell this guy should have a 96 overall rating. LeBron James' rating should be no higher
87.
at this point than an 89. I would even argue at 88. And his stamina
I say 87.
should be like a fucking 90, maybe a 90. Maybe a 90. Then again, I can't even say that.
87.
No, I can't even say that.
87.
I can't. No. What am I talking about? No.
He said, no.
Maybe during the bubble it was a 90. Yeah, this guy's stamina is probably
87.
80, 81. I give it 81. He has a lot of stamina for to be his age. But this is the same dude that, and it's the same LeBron James that's been clocked as consistently one of the slowest players in the NBA the past several years. It's the same LeBron James that, you know what I'm saying, unless he has a full head of steam, he's pretty much stationary on the court. Either he's gonna charge like a bowling ball, like a bull, to the rim, right? And using his strength more than his speed. He's gonna shoot a mid-range or shoot a stationary three at certain spots. That's LeBron James' game. He's not, you know what I'm saying, playing like game busters on both ends of the floor. And yeah, I will admit, in the second half of the season when Luka got there, he upped it up a little bit ramped it up a little bit on the defensive end. But at the same time, bro, this guy's stamina 99, come on, man. Like, are we even, is this even based in reality anymore?
Nope.
I'm even seeing LeBron fans saying, come on, man, cut the cap. Even LeBron fans are saying to themselves, like, all right, okay, yeah, this is ridiculous now.
It's your guy.
This is how delusional LeBron James and his camp are, though.
It's your guy.
I don't care what you augment your game to, you know, or push the developers in the NBA to make your rating. Bro, you're a washed-up scrub at this point, man. Compared to the other all-stars and superstars, you're a scrub. Face the facts.
And he didn't play in the All-Stars.
You know what I'm saying? The game has passed you by for the most part. You're not winning another championship. And you can't fool us who actually watch the game and know the game. You know what I'm saying? You're not an elite level player, no goddamn more. You're not.
So you're saying his 30 points, 20 points per game?
But anyway, just want to share this with y'all, man. Just ridiculous shit. Ridiculous.
You big. I bet you money you lack determination, you lack discipline, you lack accountability, you lack consistency because you allowed yourself to get that goddamn big. And no, don't no man want no woman that's that goddamn big. They'll mess with your big ass, but that's about it.
I don't care how much we try to say I carry my weight well. I don't care you say you're thick. I don't care you say it's in the right places. Your body cannot take all of that weight.
Nobody.
When you are that short and you're carrying that much weight around. And in the Black community, we have been taught some of the most unhealthy diets, lies. Like, it's just been so much propaganda around our weight and the excuses that we were able to be, that we've been able to make over the years that have allowed us to become so unhealthy, and not just unhealthy, but super delusional. Super delusional. How we had babies. Okay. They love to bring up PCOS. They love to bring that up.
It's a PCOS.
They love it.
What's that?
And I'm not saying that that's not a factor for sure.
What's that?
But we know that, again, you can make certain changes to your lifestyle, to your diet. When we're pregnant, even the idea about, y'all, we take stuff too far. Let me just make that very clear. Black women, we take stuff to the extreme. So when it comes down to being pregnant and the idea of eating for two, okay, we take it to the extreme, which is why we are gaining 70, 80, 100 pounds. You're going into the most life-threatening thing you can ever do is give birth. You're going into that delivery room with 100 extra pounds on your body.
Oh, so they gotta be in shape to have babies.
With a child that wants to make it into the world healthy and strong. And you're gaining 100 pounds. And this is, I had a friend in college, from college, who gained 100 pounds. Now, I get it. There's fluid, there's this, there's all the things that go into it, but our diet, we make excuses to just eat.
Let me get this straight. When other races tell black women that they need to live a healthier lifestyle because they're more prone to health problems, y'all tell them to stay out of black folks' business. Okay. When black men get on here and tell black women that they need to live a healthier lifestyle, y'all tell them to stay out of women's business. Okay. When black women get on here to tell other black women that they need to live a healthier lifestyle, y'all tell them to mind their business. Y'all say we're the least supported group in America, but when somebody gives y'all sound advice, y'all would rather hold on to 400 years of slavery rather than taking accountability for your present day actions.
We make excuses.
We're gonna serve this nigga.
And our children don't deserve that.
We're serve this nigga, man.
They're big and unhealthy because that's what you fed them every single day. You should be ashamed of yourself as a parent.
But they think that's cute.
You should be ashamed of yourself because why are you feeding that same nonsense to your kids when you know how it felt as a kid? You know how it felt to be bullied. You know how it felt to not feel good about your body. Then you got a daughter who's in the same predicament as you. And she'll make the same excuses.
Black women are big as hell. Yep, they big as hell. It's a lot of women out here that are quote unquote thick. They say thick, baby, you past thick. You big as hell. And a lot of people get mad when other people say that. They like to think, well, girl, my booty big. I got this, and I still can get that. I still can get your man me though. Girl, he will fuck anybody. You happy about that? But at the end of the day, you still big. You big as hell, and that's what they don't understand. I had this friend. She was on the bigger side, but she wanted to lose weight, but she did not have the mental capacity to overcome her self-conscious thoughts to better her body. Not only that, y'all looking at it like a body thing, I'm looking at it a life thing. Let me explain.
Yep.
So she would say, I want to lose weight, but I ain't got nobody to work out with. And so she didn't work out for herself. That right there showed me everything I need to see. You lack consistency, you lack discipline, you lack determination, you lack accountability. And if you looked at her life, you would see that she lacked all those things in life. And I'm not saying that if you don't do those things, like, it equals to how you live in life, but it does show where you lack in, which is why I'm doing 75 hard. Now, I weigh 128, and I don't let myself get over 128. I get up to 130, and even then I'll starve myself for a couple days to get back down to 128. 128 is my goal weight. Now I am doing 75 hard. Why am I doing 75 hard? I'm doing 75 hard because I want to tone. I'm not big, but I do got a little belly. You know what I'm saying? A little, because I had kids. But that goes back to me not working out the way I should to lose it. So I'm doing 75 hard, and I think all black women should do 75 hard, because if you big and you big, I bet you money you lack determination, you lack discipline, you lack accountability, you lack consistency, because you allowed yourself to get that goddamn big. And no, don't no man want no woman that's that goddamn big. They'll mess with your big ass, but that's about it.
Mental health is real. But I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to say it very clearly. Enough is enough with that. Enough is enough.
What's enough?
People love to try to use mental health as their excuse to just not acknowledge that they just like to overeat. You're not depressed. You're just greedy.
Oh, you going in?
You're just greedy.
Chill, shorty. Chill.
And if you are depressed, are you trying to find other coping skills to use, or are you just going to food because that's what everybody else does? It is like we are programmed as black people to just do the same thing that you hear. So we hear as black women, oh, I'm struggling with my mental health. I'm depressed. Oh, I'm supposed to overeat. What? That's what happens, y'all. Let me make sure y'all hear what I'm saying. What? There is a programming agenda that is put out into the world. And anytime a woman who starts to feel like she's depressed or she's struggling with her mental health, her go-to is, I'm supposed to eat. Because that's what I see everybody say that they did when they were depressed. They just went and they started to eat and eat and eat.
That's what women do. Eat.
And then they love to blame poverty. The people in poverty get a lot of food stamps. They could buy whatever they want to buy. They have more ability to eat more clean and much better than us who don't live that way, who don't have those resources. Because it's like you can go everywhere, it takes food stamps. Whole Foods,
They go to Kennedy's Fried Chicken,
Produce Junction,
McDonald's.
The grocery store, like they all accept these things. So there's no excuse as to why you can't eat better, because when you have $1,000 in food stamps, $700 in food stamps. But we don't like to eat that way. We don't like to use our money wisely. We like to just stuff our face with food. That's what we like to do. We like to stuff our face with food.
Time to eat, son.
And Whole Food takes food stamps. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Whole Food takes food stamps. I ain't got no food stamps.
15 minutes of fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.
Oh, you crazy. What's your name? You gotta go this way. Walk around. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. That's a fact. What's going on? You got any bean pies? No bean pies.
You got no bean pies, brother? You got a newspaper, brother?
Godhead.
Oh.
He don't even see you yet.
Can't miss this nigga. He on 300.
Can't miss me.
He another nigga that got health problems, man. Another nigga. He was in the hospital too.
Uh-huh. That's crazy. This is bongos.
Keeping it together. Keeping it together. You know, I see you in the hospital, nigga.
Hey, yo, you can't make this shit up. Oh, shit.
That's right. That's how you're supposed to do it, Lux. This is how you're supposed to do, brother. You're supposed to have the drums with you everywhere. That's what you're supposed to do. You got it. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, tap in.
Yeah, I just want to show y'all what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Please, get your tickets.
Yeah, I hear you, Smack. I hear you, Smack. But it ain't the same Sanders, bro. It ain't hitting the same. It's not hitting the same. Easy? Damn, easy to some weight, nigga.
My brother twerk in the building. You heard? Yeah, it's different.
Twerk in the building. Yeah, you see. Yeah, the Congos. Yeah, the Congos. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hold up, what? What did he say? Nah. I know he ain't say this. I know he did not say this. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We got a bozo alert right here, man. Goofy on the run. Got the audacity. It's cheap. It's cheap. It's that.
What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for
Shit out that nigga, boy.
TV.
Shit out that. Look at that. Look at his face.
All right,
Look at Draymond
so
Green's face.
Recently,
His face.
Draymond Green of the Golden State
You about to die.
Warriors, who is, I think, about 35 years old now, and he recognizes that he's in the tail end of the twilight of his NBA career. He said that he believes that he is a surefire future Hall of Famer, and he has faith that he will get into the Hall of Fame. He did acknowledge that he's not the typical case as far as looking at gaudy numbers, but he said that anybody that knows basketball knows that he has a case, right? And most people, the first thing they do is look at the 4 championships. It's the first thing everybody always talks about, are the 4 championships and the 9 all-defensive selections and the Defensive Player of the Year award. That's pretty much what people talk about
Get that shit out. He ain't no Dennis Rodman.
when it comes to Draymond Green.
Rebounds,
Right.
motherfucker. He wasn't having 10 rebounds for 14 rebounds, nigga.
Now, I'm going to say this. I look at, for instance, what
They talking about disrespect. Call me goofy, nigga. I slap it, bro.
what you call it, Kenyon Martin said just a couple weeks ago, I think it was, where
I heard about it. I ain't see it.
he can name, what was it, 200 players off the top of his head that are better at basketball than Elton Brand. I just gave away one of the players. Better than Draymond Green, and one of them was Elton Brand. I think the other guy he named was Al Jefferson. And I saw a lot of people say, Elton Brand? Man, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, Elton Brand's better than
Elton Brand was carrying teams. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have a whole Hall of Fame squad around him.
But they say he was trash.
Elton Brand was putting up with the Bulls, shit, and a few years with the Clippers before the injuries set in.
Double-doubles.
Elton Brand was good for 22 and 10 every year.
20 double-double. Some niggas don't count that.
And I'm talking about the late 90s, early 2000s, when 22 and 10 was like 25 and 11 or 12. So he's putting up major numbers. Shit, I'll throw in Anton Jameson, honestly. Anton Jameson scored 20,000 points in his career. Anton Jameson, you know, with the Warriors, one year, I think it was 2001 season, was averaging 24 points a night. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If you're going to put Draymond Green in the Hall of Fame, then we're going to have to open up conversations about past players who are not in the Hall of Fame and perhaps should be in the Hall of Fame. Okay? First, one of the other guys that comes to mind, Glenn Rice. Another guy that comes to mind,
oh, hell no.
Terry Cummings.
Oh, for sure.
It's a lot of dudes.
Oh, for sure.
They're not in the Hall of Fame.
Shit,
we got to have to recalibrate what actually constitutes a Hall of Famer.
If you're putting this nigga in, that's a fact.
Because people talk about Bill Russell, it's all about rings. My goodness. Bill Russell was still giving you, as a starter, 14, 15 points a night, 22, 23 rebounds a night, 4 or 5 assists a night, probably somewhere around the range of 6 to 8 blocks a night. Come on, what are we doing here? Yeah, he didn't shoot very well, but look what else he was doing out there on the court.
Draymond not shooting at all.
Draymond Green don't shoot well. Except for one fluky year where he shot the 3 well, for the most part.
That's early in his career.
Yeah, you could point to, well, in 2016, if they had won the championship, he would have won Finals MVP. But you know, a lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda. You know what I'm saying? Another thing about Draymond Green is, you know, he benefits from his relationship with LeBron James.
He sucked.
And Clutch Sports, and because of that, he gets a lot of favorable press. He gets a lot of favorable treatment because of his association with the media.
And he played with the Splash Brothers.
And because of these things, you know what I'm saying, he gets the benefit of the doubt for the most part. When it comes to whether or not he's a great player. I could argue, and many people argue, that he has cost the Warriors championships. He's cost them championships. He chased away Kevin Durant. Him being unable to control his emotions led to the suspension in Game 5 in 2016 NBA Finals, which led to them losing that critical Game 5, which probably cost them the series. So you got to look at the fact that in 2022, I think it was 2022, or was it 2023? 2023, I think it was. When they were the defending NBA champions, and they was playing the Lakers in, what was it, the second round? Draymond Green was acting real funny in that series.
Yeah.
The series before that, when they beat the Kings, he was the Wolverine out there on the court. Then all of a sudden, he turns into Mr. Rogers, helping AD get up, you know what I'm saying, pulling AD up, so he can go and block shots on the other end on defense, and wasn't as aggressive, wasn't playing as well, inconsistent, fanboying and gapping up with LeBron James in dead ball situations. Come on, man. Where's that competitive fire when he's going up against his little buddy, the King? You know, the one who he posted on Instagram drinking some of his liquor because he wanted the King inside of him.
What? That sounds pause. You want the King inside?
All the other shenanigans he's gotten into over the years. You know what I'm saying? Going around choking players, kicking players in their nutsack.
Nigga, he stepped on Sabonis.
He they nuts like goddamn
He stepped
boxing a beanbag and shit.
That nigga stepped on him like he was walking home, man.
No, he get his what was it? A 10-game suspension.
Choking niggas, slapping motherfuckers.
Remember when Steph Curry was hurt a couple years ago, and this guy was finding excuses to get thrown out of games because, you know, the same Draymond Green who supposedly could put up Charles Barkley numbers on bad teams wasn't doing shit. Was getting exposed without them dudes out there on the court.
Yeah, Draymond's trash.
And was getting ejected on purpose on national TV games because he didn't want to be embarrassed. Dude ain't no damn Hall of Famer, man. Like I've said this before, and I'm going to say it until it actually happens. Because he's going to get in, unfortunately, because of politics. But once he gets in, Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame, the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, you might as well rename the WWE Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame because it's not going to have any meaning anymore. It's not going to have any meaning. That's why I say at this point, you might as well make, you know what I'm saying? Shit, might as well just go back and make people like Steve Kerr a Hall of Fame as far as a player. If we just gonna ring count. Jud Bush got 3 rings. Maybe he should be a Hall of Fame.
He a Hall of Fame?
Tu ain't no Hall of Famer, man. It's sad enough that Rudy Gobert probably gonna be in the Hall of Fame. 4 fake-ass Defensive Player of the Year awards.
Rudy.
This era's a joke, man.
Shits and giggles, nigga. Shits and giggles.
Star Report. I am your host, Troy Terrain, repping Scotch Plains, New Jersey. And let's get down to business. You see the title, Fat Joe Curse is Real. BET Hip Hop Awards canceled, along with the Soul Train Awards. And I'm here to dumb out tonight. I'm here to dumb out. Let me start right here so you can know what type of time I'm on. Motherfuck BET. The executives, the directors, motherfuck the receptionist, the maintenance people, whoever delivers packages to that coon fest. Fuck you. You should go down in flames. You tried to pass off Uncle Fester as a host of the culture. Google Uncle Fester when you get time, kids. Uncle Fester, who most people from the New York Tri-State, we know he's a liar. He ain't never thrown no fucking hands. He ran around with 100 spics. And he used to go to a radio station that I worked at for 3 years, and they could sit up there in the afternoons on a spic platform and lie to the people, and nobody would challenge him. A little bit later, I'm going to tell you about how New York lost its grip in terms of hip-hop. It wasn't just the South rising. It was all the division up in New York. The lying and the fighting and the shooting in front of the goddamn plantation. But Uncle Fester, a.k.a. Fat Joe, please make sure that you know I started the Fat Joe curse. Rarely do I even want credit for something, but years ago, I started getting at him. Tax evader, thief, liar. He took pride in getting up on that, again, that spick show in the afternoon and talking about his beef with Jay-Z, 50 Cent. If you ask me, he has always been a guest in the culture. I'm going there tonight. I'm going to use your word. Culture. Always been a guest. I'm the only person who ever challenged him. When he came on the show and I asked him about the word spick, why don't you use that? He said, oh, no, no, that's offensive to us. Us. Well, BET didn't realize, and they don't know how to read the room in today's day and time. There's something going around, a groundswell, a beautiful fucking groundswell called Foundational Black Americans. And the truth is out there. There it is, microphone check. So BET didn't realize that people want the real. The real is not Uncle Fester on stage throwing money, whatever the fuck he was doing. I haven't watched BET since, what was that show back in the days? Uncut. Nobody watched that fucking minstrel show. So, whatever he's saying, I don't give a shit on his platform. He's a liar. And Jadakiss, I'll fuck with you heavy, my nigga. But at some point, you're going to have to choose a side. I say that with all due respect. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the BET Hip Hop Awards canceled. Anybody give a shit? Let me just look in the live chat real quick. Does anybody give a shit? I'm on that type of time tonight. As we used to say back in the days, fuck you, dumb hard, BET. Get out of here. You should turn that shit into a website. I'm bothered by the fact that the Soul Train Awards has been canceled, but hey, I know that black people don't care to preserve their history, sadly. But motherfuck the BET Hip Hop Awards, all that cooning and buffooning, and so long to the Essence festival, award ceremony, fuck you too. Ain't nothing changed with me. That's where I'm at tonight. I got a pinched nerve in my neck, so I'm going to be a little extra. I didn't want to take a leave or something to then cloud my judgment and my comments. I'm sober. I want to be as vile, vulgar, and as disrespectful as I can. Fuck BET. Fuck your award ceremony. Get out of here. Showrunner. Should onlookers be fined for not helping? Oh, we got a Karen now in her feelings down there in Cincinnati who got stomped because her husband, whoever the fuck that was, threw the first punch or slap, he set it off. He set it off. And he got what he got, she got what she got. Not that I'm condoning it, but, you know, sometimes you have to understand how and why things happen. She's now standing up, and I'm going to play that video because they're talking about making laws and policies to find people who don't jump in and help. Well, wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Do you folks know that in China, as big as China is, they don't get involved? Oh, I got some videos to play for you there as well. You could get shot, stabbed, set on fire, and raped in China, and nobody would help you. But I'm going to play that video for you. Just bear with me. Give me a second. Deeds, how are we doing? I got to check with Deeds, who helps me with the show. Deeds, is the spelling okay? Is the audio okay? I'm going to jump out the fucking window tonight. Uncle Fester. Did you Google that yet? Uncle Fester. All those spics used to sit up on Hot 97 and giggle and kiki. And don't forget about Patty Duke. Oh, my God. Remember Patty Duke? Let me look in the live chat. Did you know that Patty Duke was part of the mob that killed Yusef Hawkins? It's not a legend. Patty Duke. The curse is real. The curse is real. Let me get right down to business here. Hold on a second, then I'll come back. Thank you for your donations early, but just give me some time. Give me some time to set everything up here. Hold on. Sheesh. BET. So, no, not spending anything indefinitely. It's finished. It's a wrap. Your day is done. Fuck out of here. Here's the news story, just in case you're not up to speed. Who is this sexy brown sugar right here?
Tonight, some big changes are coming to two of music's biggest celebrations. BET says the Soul Train Awards and the BET Hip Hop Awards are being suspended indefinitely. In a new interview with Billboard, CEO Scott Mills said the network is rethinking how it celebrates Black culture and music, looking for new ways to connect with fans. The Soul Train Awards have honored R&B and soul legends since the 80s. The Hip Hop Awards have largely been held right here in Atlanta, starting back in 2006 at the Fox Theater. Right now, there is no timeline on if or when these shows may return.
They're not returning. Again, read the fucking room. You've been having those goddamn award shows in Atlanta, the new Black Mecca, right? All the scamming, scheming, stealing, robbing, pull up with the stick and all that shit. And you bring in Uncle Fester. Down in flames it went, okay? All right, let me play another video here again so I can give you some context. Sit tight on the phones. I see you guys. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to speak to any broke people tonight. If you're broke, get the fuck out of my queue. I'm on that type of time tonight. I don't need nothing. I'm not, hungry for $1. But just don't call me broke, giggling, trying to be my fucking friend. Here we go. Here we go. We got Karen now talking about making laws. Laws. Because she got a little work. She got a tune-up. No, she didn't get shot, stabbed, or sliced.
Oh, Mr. Cincinnati.
You got Mammy getting stomped, shot, and beat the fuck down on a regular. And here's Karen in Cincinnati talking about laws.
So definitely just being a mom. I know for years I have felt hopeless for the future of my children. What kind of world they're going to grow up in, because it has just gotten, worse and worse. You can't even let your children play it in your own yard, let alone at parks or going outside. And the biggest thing that I think really upsets me is the desensitization of humans, where there's a brutal attack, attempted murder in front of you, and they all think, oh, cool, let me get my phone and record it. I truly hope that in the future there's some sort of bill to where somebody has to be prosecuted or at least fined if they don't call 911 first to save someone's life.
We have a guiding principle, two beautiful words: common sense. If you commit a crime and you're punished for it, you will commit less crimes, and the punishment has to fit the crime.
So look,
here's the reality. All it is a death sentence, a life sentence.
That's what we going
this is a life
to, right?
sentence.
That's what we going to.
And anybody who has a mom in their life, a wife in their life, a daughter in their life knows that there's no recovery.
Get the fuck out of here.
Every single day for the rest of her life, she's going to have to live through this.
Yeah, just like we do.
All right, coming up later, I want to ask you guys with regards to your kids. Should you call police on your child? A little bit later, okay? All right, let's get down to business here. Wednesday night, turn the fuck up. Hey there, area code 347. Is that Suleiman? My first call?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's me, Star.
You are going to jail.
It's me. And I'm just checking.
I feel like going to a movie.
About the guy that slapped the guy. I don't forgot the guy's name. You sound.
Help. This is what, they're now trying to push, I would imagine, in Cincinnati. I see a lot of people getting behind that particular story. What is a guy's name? Vivek? Let's start with there. Should onlookers be fined? Suleiman, please.
No.
What happened to all the onlookers when they was trying to integrate the school? They was throwing rocks at the little black kids and beating them and hitting them. What happened to them onlookers back then? Why they wasn't being arrested then? Why all of a sudden now it's convenient to arrest onlookers when they're black? Like, whenever it's black, arrest them. When white onlookers know he's gonna be along, they're okay. These guys are animals. Like, are we serious? Like, you know what I mean? And
super predators, according to Hillary Clinton. But hold on a second, Suleiman. Are you up to speed in China? I'm gonna play a video. It's crazy in China. If you if a child gets violated, they step back in China. Did you know this?
It gets violated.
In China, Suleiman, there is no obligation. I'm going to play a video. They don't help people in distress in China. Are you up to speed? Yes or no?
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Well, I just think that's savage. Like, somebody's in need of help.
Are you up to speed, Suleiman? That's my question. If not, let me play the video.
No.
If not, let's play the video.
No,
Okay,
I haven't seen it.
Okay. Good to talk to you, man. Salute.
Play the video.
Salute.
Play the video.
Okay.
That's that little girl with the mother. Leave her on the
Is that
snow.
my nigga Kuala with the T, area code 272?
Man, I ain't getting involved in shit. Let's keep it real. Like, let's keep it 100. That is your beef, and that is your problem, and that is your issue. If you get knocked the fuck out, I'm just gonna laugh. You got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. The problem is they want people to put the cameras and the phones down. That's what it is. Too many people are getting exposed out here, whether it's police and everybody. They're getting exposed. And that's why people don't really want to talk about it. That's why they want to get rid of TikTok, because everybody's getting exposed on TikTok. That's why they want to get rid of TikTok. That's another thing. But let's talk about this. I witnessed it in my own life, and I'm keeping it 100 with you, Star. I witnessed somebody breaking up a fight. And you know what happened? I was 17 when it happened. The dude turned around, popped him in the head, and killed him.
You were trying to be a hero. You're trying to be a hero.
Yeah, all he was trying to do was stop them. I seen the whole thing with my own eyes. All he was doing was trying to stop the dude from beating up the girl. And he ran over there, and the dude looked at him like, yo, this is between me and my woman. You stay at it. He was like, man, that's the woman, man, you beating up. He was like, what? He was like, beat me like you beating her. And he pulled the bird, popped him, boom, right in the head.
So you don't get involved, Kuala. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't get involved. I don't not get involved. But I will say this, though. I will say this in the fairness to her. The issue is the cameras, too. The cameras does play an issue, too, right? Because there's two things about the situation you got to look at. If you're looking at somebody fighting, right, and they getting violent, beat up, or whatever the case may be, you don't have to get involved. But if it's that bad, you also got a phone to call 911. The problem is nowadays, you got a lot of people that want to get the scene and get the action and then post it.
Right.
And sometimes people post stuff so much that when something really happened bad, you posting before somebody even told that person's family.
Yeah.
You understand where I'm coming from?
Well, how about this, Kuala? Listen, I'm out on the town. I just came home from the penitentiary. I just did a stretch, 7 years. I don't want to get involved in nothing. I'm out here with my girlfriend. And if I start filming something, you know, then there's a possibility they may want my phone, that they then start digging in the phone. I then become a part of some investigation. They may want a fucking DNA sample. The next thing you know, I'm back in the penitentiary. These are the games they're playing now by way of all this surveillance. You know that?
Yeah, and here's the problem, and that what you just said, a lot of people don't understand, and you made the greatest point just now, is you pulling that phone out just to pull it out and video it. You as guilty as a person that's doing it now. Because they're going to run to you because they want that camera footage. They want the footage. They want your phone and stuff like that. And that'd be the biggest issue nowadays. Everybody is pulling out these phones and videoing everything that's going on. Now, the other side to it, we need the cameras and the phone. Because half of the stuff that's going on in the world, we would not know if somebody didn't record it.
Hang on a second. I need to jump in here for a minute. So you're saying onlookers should not be fined. Bottom line, yes, no?
No.
Okay. I need to ask you before I forget. Is the situation with Nicki Minaj and Des Bryant, is that over with? Because you pay attention to the bullshit. Is that over with?
Yeah, he said what he said. She said what she said. It's over. It ain't nothing serious. It's over. It's over.
I want to see Des Bryant fight Nicki Minaj's husband because he's been running around like he's some type of killer the last decade,
That's a
right?
fact. That's a
What's
fact.
his name again?
Yeah.
Kenneth.
But yeah, no, but
what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Kenneth Troll Babies. What's that nigga's name?
Kenneth. Man, you're pedophile. Man, I don't want to say it on your sound.
Hold on. Just give me his name. Wow, what's his name?
It's Kenneth. It is Kenneth.
Petty, right?
It's
Petty?
Kenneth.
What's her last
Yeah.
name? Petty.
He's the Petty. Kenneth Petty.
You don't have to call him names. I don't want to talk about his case, but Nicki Minaj, correct me if I'm wrong, said on social media she got $10 million for this guy to fight her husband. I want to see that.
Word.
Come on.
Yeah, I would love to see it, but we both know it ain't gonna happen. And he has been quiet lately. He has been he has been real quiet lately. Like he has been. You haven't heard much about him lately. He has been really quiet. Like, as far as Nicki, I don't know. She just going on for everybody. Now, BET. Man, fuck BET. Okay. And I'm gonna keep it real. I knew it was coming down the pipeline. Anybody?
You saw it coming. You saw it coming.
I seen it coming. You know why? In the last, you could check the stats. The last 3 years, the VM Awards show was doing double numbers than BET. Soul Train.
I'm sorry. What award? What award?
In the hip hop.
What award?
The VM Awards show.
VMAs?
Yeah. Okay. The last 3 years, if you watch it.
No, Koala, nobody's checking stats. I just want to talk crazy. Go ahead and land your plane.
Okay. They've been doing double numbers.
Yeah, they always do double.
Motherfucker!
Right back. This time, we need to keep it.
Everything you said about he's a clown. He don't do nothing but cap. He just be capping on his shows. He's doing everything. He's doing everything in his power to get views. He don't know how to do a podcast. He don't know how to engage. He don't know how to get views. So what he does, that's why when Nori was on his show and Nori said what he said, he felt some type of way. He was like, well, yeah, I'm a new beginner. Stop lying. No, you're not. Because
Well, listen, I got to stay on topic, man. I don't want to go down the Nori path, but I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
I didn't see Nori on, what is that show? Joe and Jada?
Joe and Jada.
Area code 615. Is that Pow on a Wednesday evening? 615. I can't hear you. Are you there? 615?
Yes, I am.
Pow.
Peace and love, Star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this Pow?
This is Pow.
Okay, Pow, you on a headset? It sounds like you're far away and there's a delay. Can you make the adjustments?
I'm far away. All right, hold on. I got you, Star. How about that?
All right, it's a little better. How are you, man? Good to hear from you. I was
that better?
Just talking about your book, okay? And you called in the other night and you were giving us...
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Pow?
Hello. Hello.
Uh-oh. Pow.
Take off the headset, whatever you're doing. Are you ready?
Oh, okay. Hold on. I tried to unplug my speaker and so you could hear me, but then you couldn't hear me. So, can you hear me now? Is that better?
I can hear you. How can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, welcome back. All right, so I was talking about your book here, NGR, an expose on the N-word from the hip-hop perspective. You called in the other night, and we were talking about some things, the origins of the N-word, and I just asked, could Fat Joe use it? And you said yes, and you want to readdress that, yes?
Yes, I do.
Come on.
All right, this is what I want to say about that. First and foremost, this is General Cal Shadows of the House of Hip Steps. I want to say peace to Star. Once again, thanks for having me back on, and to everybody that's listening. So I feel like, you kind of caught me off guard with the Fat Joe question. We were talking about my book, and after I thought about it, Star, I really wanted to say this, because I even read some of the comments, which, they say you shouldn't do. But I read some of the comments, and I said, let me come on here and address a couple things in more detail.
Come on.
And look, I love everybody. So check this out. First and foremost, I want to say to the FBA, all right, because you were talking about Fat Joe and you know how he uses the N word and not really being FBA. So first and foremost, I want to say peace and love to the FBA, Foundational Black Americans.
Hey, we don't love you,
I
nigga.
am one. I'm a descendant of those slaves, those servants,
Nigga, you know how
people
we
in
give it up.
servitude, myself and both my parents. But I also recognize myself as an Aboriginal indigenous person to the Americas because I do have indigenous Black history here that I've traced. But so I do recognize FBA, and I think that Fat Joe, I really want to stress this. I do think that Fat Joe had it wrong on the Mass Hoffa show, which is why I think that he gets a lot of the flack that he's getting now, because I think that he didn't understand that FBA is not a organization, but it's more of who you are by the descendants of your ancestry. And I recognize that. So I didn't want anybody to think that I was being insensitive to I understand some people don't see Fat Joe's FBA and this next Puerto Rican, so I'm sensitive to that. And I was in no shape, form, fashion dismissing, that aspect of things. So I just wanted to clear that up. Now, as far as people using the N-word, I wanted people to understand that I wasn't caping for Fat Joe about the N-word because the thing is that, I know I wanted to say in addition to what I said the other night that I know Fat Joe comes from the DITC, Digging in the Crate.
Yeah.
And me being an MC as well as a new author now, with my book NGR, but coming out of hip hop first, I know Fat Joe comes from a hip hop perspective. So I never saw him as a person that would be using an N-word in a derogatory fashion. If that's the case, then I'm really shocked. I'm surprised by that, and I do not co-sign that. If he
Can I jump in, pal? Can I jump in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In New York, the New York tri-state area, the melting pot that it clearly is. There's a lot of things that people are allowed to do. There's things that people can say, and people will overlook that. But as time goes on and the truth comes to light, there's an old saying, the truth is the light. And I, having worked inside the eye of the tornado, at some point you have to grow up and shake off the yoke. So, who cares where he was raised, who he was raised around? He knows better now. He knows better. He's an older guy, and so it's about not just him but others like him. When you grow up, the minstrel show, at some point you have to get beyond it. He's trying to play catch up. He went to prison for tax evasion, so he's out. He's trying to get his bag back up, but now people can see that he has been lying over the decades. So let's not just focus on him, but your book. I want to promote your book. Okay. And you've got some great stuff in here. I read another chapter today.
Okay.
And you've done research. Let's talk about your book and what you want people to know and what you want them to take from this book. Well, we'll get back to Fat Joe later. Let's talk about this book.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first and foremost, I want people to know that, the book is a guide to the N-word. If you're like me, you're somebody that kind of grew up using it in your neighborhood, and my mom would get real upset when she would hear me use it, and so I was always a high curiosity around it. And if you were like me, you wanted to know where did it come from. You probably thought it came from Nigeria. You thought you always probably thought in the back of your mind there's a connection to Nigeria. And doing my research, I found there is. You probably thought there was a connection. You probably thought there was a connection to the word Negro. Maybe nigger came from Negro, and I found out that it does.
It's
you know what I'm saying? So if you really want to know, and I explain in detail, well, I need everybody to understand that I did detailed research. I have over 20 different sources in the book about the origins of the N-word, where it came from. I take you through the origins, which start in Africa, all the way through Ethiopia, Nigeria. Then when the Greeks came during the Ptolemaic period, I take you through that and how the NGR became Niger,
and then I take you all the way up to the British colonization where we find the Nigger element that we know it to be today. So I take you through this whole history. I take you through, I have interviews and conversations with people because I wanted it to be like a journey, you know, through, like, as you read it. You know, it's not just history and etymology facts.
Can I jump in for a second? And again, guys, in my community section, there's a link. You can see Pow's book, and he's on the line if anybody wants to ask him a question or even, you know, somewhat sort of challenge him in a respectful way. He is one of my sponsors. Phone lines are open right now. Let me ask you this, just to have a conversation, and I appreciate all of the knowledge that you have provided and the research, and, you know, we want people to read and absorb the knowledge and possibly apply the knowledge, you know? But now, with regards to what you have researched and the origins of that word, how important is that really to today's generation? Do they care? Does a young Puerto Rican, some type of Hispanic, or even a young black person, do they care about the origins, or do they just hear it and repeat it and they don't care about the origins, realistically?
Good one. Okay, yeah. You know what I found? I'll just share this with you. As I found out, when I was researching and writing the book, which it took me, you know, several months, I dedicated a lot of time to the research every day, just going in. And I had a lot of people around me. I was living in a unique situation. Now, you know, I'm here in Tennessee. I'm based in Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. And at the time, I was living on a farm, and I was around all types of people on this farm. I was around, you know, so-called black people, so-called white people, and I say so-called because I don't like the terms black and white. I think these are divisive terms, and inside the book, I go into that. But about why these terms black and white are divisive, I'll show you thoroughly. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, so what I found is that as these different people, some black, some white, who are around me, they were asking me what I was writing about, and I'm telling them, they were very interested. You know, and I'm talking people from 19 years old up to 40, 50 years old. They all were very interested, all different people. So that was my motivation, Star, for continuing. And I was like, okay, I'm on to something. The more people I told, the more questions they asked. Some of them were asking to be interviewed. And people, and you know what I found surprising?
Well, hang on a second. Can you stay with me, How? Because we may be able to tie this into Fat Joe, the Fat Joe curse, the BET Hip Hop Awards. Let me take a call or two and see if you want to, you know, engage with people. Now, you don't have to, but I think we can tie this.
I love to.
Okay.
I love to.
Peace. Area code 347. Is that King Simon? 347.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing?
King Simon, I'm a little turned up, and I'm going in on Uncle Fester and BET, just so you know, okay?
Yes, I know, sir. But I want to talk to the brother. Thank you very much for your work, sir. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
And did you find that the word also comes from the Ethiopian Amharic negos?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, King Simon, right?
Yes, sir. This is Brother King Simon. Yes.
So it's an honor to meet you and talk to you right now. Yes, actually, I did, brother. You know what you're talking about. I found that the N word, of course, has its origins in the ancient Ge'ez language, right?
Yeah.
And that word is negus. And I have a section, and Star may have come across this as he's been reading the book. I have a section in the book called The Last Negus, where I did a thorough breakdown of Emperor Haile Selassie, because he's considered the last Negus, and that would be also the Negus Negas. The Negus Negas is the king of kings, because Negus is an ancient Ge'ez word that means king, brother, and Negus is one of the origins of the N word, fam.
Right. Royalty. I know they say king or royalty, so you know.
King, royalty, monarch, ruler, all that.
Right.
I'm going to jump in for a second, guys. Folks, phone lines are open. We are talking about the Fat Joe curse. I am going balls deep. I'm not saying pause, and we're also talking about a few other topics. We're going to get to Howard Stern a little bit later. King Simon, let me ask you, because I want Pow to chime in where he sees fit. The origins of the N-word and the information that has been put in this book. I want to promote it. I applaud it. But does today's young savage in America with his pants hanging off his ass, does he even care about the roots and the origins of that word? And should he? Because hang on, let's keep it real. Egypt and all these other places in Africa don't give a damn about African Americans or foundational Black Americans or ADOS. Right, King Simon?
Not all of them, sir. I'm not going to say that because our great scholars have paved the way, like the Dr. Benz, John Henry Clark, Professor Smalls, and they see the people that the Africans that do love African Americans. Now, you do have certain hierarchy that does not like African. Let's be real, because y'all like to broad brush everything. Don't broad brush things. That's what's dangerous out there. When you broad brush a situation. I don't like when people do that because you got people that are zealots that trying to attack and boycott and don't even know that there's some people that did help from Africa. There's some people that did help from the Caribbean. So let's not broad brush things, man. Let's respectful to each other. And like you said about the young men nowadays, well, everybody got to go through their journey. My son right now, he's going through his journey of hanging his pants down, my youngest son, but I feed him every now and then. I feed him knowledge, and gradually, and then he'll come back and say, you know, I'll be watching you, Pops, and I'll be checking you out. But he was going through that journey from 16. Now he's 19, and now he's waking up to certain things. So I see it in my own family. He's born here, raised here. His mother, we raised him here. So he hanging his pants and doing his craziness, but we got to drop the knowledge because even Malcolm X was called Satan at one time. So Satan can be saved. So can he be saved. So can all these young men be saved before, at least before they get taken out, you know, it's because of some foolishness. You know, yes. So I'm optimistic about young people nowadays.
Can I ask you a question, King Simon? And guys, Power's on the line with me. That's his information. Showrunner right there. YouTube.com/@NGR exposed -the book.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the book.
Yeah, I want.
Oh, thank you, bro.
I want people to buy the book. Since you know you gave us that nice, lengthily, you know, Africa they care. Could I move? Could I move to Africa broke and say, hey, I'm home. Can I get a loan? I'm home. Can I do that?
Can you move? You know, let me tell you. Back in the Nation of Islam, when I was in the Nation of Islam, Akbar Muhammad actually helped us wanted us to get land back in the day. Now, of course, you got to go there with finance. They want money. Just like Africans can't come over here and be broke either. They can't come over here with no broke.
Hang on, King Simon. A lot of Africans do come here broke, and they do get handouts.
Yeah, but they come here and do things. They come here and sell things. They do come and sell because they got access and they're connected to each other.
Hang on, King Simon. I know a lot of them come here broke and barefoot. I'm on that type of time tonight, and they get a handout. But could I go to any country in Africa, the continent, and say, hey, I'm home. Can I get a loan? I just need something to help me get on my feet.
I don't know that personally. Go ahead, bro. I don't know that personally because I've never done it.
Pal, jump in. Somebody jump in. We're having that talk.
I just want to jump there real quick on this, y'all, because I happen to know, you know, being an MC, back in the day, I played with a reggae band, and they were from Lagos, Nigeria, and I actually interviewed one of the band members in my book. I did an interview, and I asked
both of them dodging the question. Come on.
All right, I asked him about the N-word, and you know this is what I found out. I found out that you got some of the African brothers that come over here. They really are down with us. They're intrigued by us. They identify with our struggle. I played it was 3 brothers in that band. And shout out
What's the name of the group? What's the name of the group?
All right, Pal, we don't do shout-outs. Pal, you got to slow it down. We don't.
I got
you. You know, goddamn shout-outs.
No shout-out. What's the name of the group?
You know, Shotty was the name of the group, and so those brothers were from Nigeria, and I love them. They love me, and they embrace me. So when I do hear the conversation about if you can go to Africa, I think you got ignorant people over there who don't know the time. You got ignorant people over here that don't know the time. But you know, when I think of Malcolm X, El Haj Malik El Shabazz, I think about how the Organization for African Unity, and I think about that, and I just think that there's an opportunity to unify with certain people over there.
Right, and start, we know that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who you respect dearly, he wanted to reach over to those different nations, Japan, Africa, everybody, and trade with them. He wanted that. So that's, I think, if all the melanated people came together, we want FBA to delineate and get what they want to get from reparations and all that. I don't want them to do that. I support that 1,000%. But we don't have to disrespect each other. I think we can, because what happens, even though in the tribes of here in the indigenous Americas and in Africa, when we started arguing amongst ourselves, that's when the European came in and wiped us out or did certain things to control us. They do that all the time. So they're watching us do what we're doing, and we're not respecting, we're not seeing what's happening. I see what's happening, but we're not looking at that game because it's the same game being played again all the time. We know it. Star knows it. This Kyle knows it. We all know this. So, it is what it is, bro.
King Simon, stay with me, King Simon.
Okay.
Pal, I want you to land your plane. I'm getting backed up on calls. I appreciate you calling back in. And I want you to call back in again maybe Sunday or Monday because we've got some promoting to do. I want to finish your book. What do you want to leave people with regards to this research and, what they should get, what they should take from this, please?
Yeah. I really want people to understand that I wrote the book to kind of create a conversation around race and race relations. That was kind of like my mission behind even writing about the N-word, because I knew it would start a conversation. So the book makes a great conversation piece on bringing people together. Even you'll be surprised the number of people of European descent who actually like that, and it makes a great gift for people as well. And remember, it comes in audiobook, paperback, as well as Kindle.
Nice.
All right. So I want people to run over there to Amazon and support me in what I'm doing, because I want people to use their minds and their talents and not have to resort to the street in order to get into a better position. Okay.
Pal, good to talk to you, man. Let's stay in touch, and I'm going to be promoting your book for the rest of the show. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Thanks, Sam. All right.
King
Peace
Simon.
and love.
Yeah, King Simon, stay with me, sir. King Simon, are you still there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Hey, we had a good conversation the other day. Poor righteous teacher, are you calling in, sir? What is your area code? We had some of the gods, man, going at it.
I remember. I heard them all. Yes, I heard.
Well, hey, man, always great to hear from you. Do you want to address anything else? I'm talking about the Fat Joe curse. It has struck again. BET Hip Hop Awards canceled. So I'm a little bothered. I'm bothered by the Soul Train Awards being canceled. Oh, come on.
Man, Star, you've been predicting things for years. Oh my gosh, you're a prophet. No, King Simon.
I'm not even on that type of time. I don't want credit for things that I say, but I'm bothered by the fact that they could not read the room. They didn't understand the landscape. And I'm talking about, again, the executives, the decision makers at BET, the people who for decades have never given real substantial news. Reruns of the Wayans Brothers. What else? The Jamie Foxx show.
Jamie Foxx show.
The Five Heartbeats. All that goofy ass shit. And now it's gotten to a point where the Soul Train Awards has been canceled. Do you remember? Did you know that? Was it Dick Clark who tried to come up with a show about? Dick Clark, I think it was Dick Clark, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, tried to create a show similar to Soul Train to dilute Soul Train when it first came out. Was that Dick Clark?
It was Dick Clark, and before that, who supported black folk was Ed Sullivan, that supported black people on his show. But Dick Clark came and tried to...
Dick Clark. Fuck Dick Clark tonight. I'm on that type of time.
Yeah,
fuck
Hulk Hogan.
I know he's gone. Fuck out of here, Dick.
Yeah, fuck Hogan too.
Yes, sir.
Folks, this is a black show tonight. Make no mistake about it, and I'm sitting here sober. I'm sorry. Go ahead, King Simon. Go ahead.
Yeah, we got to show respect to the late Don Cornelius, who eventually took his own life due to whatever he was going through. Yeah. And whoever, many people try...
Beating bitches at the Playboy Mansion, right? Don Cornelius?
I do not recall that, sir. I will not speak on nothing I do not know. No, I don't know. But I think, it's very important that, what's happening now.
That's a whole fact. I've been telling you that for decades. When I'm gone, just spit on my carcass.
Hi there.
Just say that
What's
nigga wasn't
happening?
shit. Don't have no, please don't let me go out like Kevin Samuels. Don't have Big Shirley singing. Don't have Big Shirley singing in no fucking church. Whatever you do. Kid, I got your donation. He says these Hotep niggas. Ooh, okay. Hold on a second. Who's texting me? Sit tight, sit tight. We got a long show to go here tonight. Long show to go here tonight. All right, I'll come back to that in a second. Hold on, guys. I'm looking for the God. Well, where's the God? Poor righteous teacher. What area code? Said he wants to smoke. Well, what area code? .601. Good evening. Are you there? Wednesday night. Talking about a few topics.
Hey, good evening. Good evening, sir. How you doing?
Hey, who's this?
Hey, this is 601.
Yes, your name.
Music
sir?
makes me high.
Your name, sir?
Music makes me high. Is what my name is.
Okay. Did you make a donation, sir? I'm on a different type of time tonight. I don't want to talk to broke people, with all due respect. Did you make a donation?
I have not made a donation yet, sir.
Can you call back another time?
I can, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Area code 804. I'm on that other shit. Peace. I'm on that other shit tonight. Did you send me a donation? I just.
Poor righteous teacher, you know I did.
Oh, hey,
Salute.
peace, God, peace. What's going on with you?
Please, you know I got to make something in your. You know I got to put something in your collection, please. That's for real.
You can't go to Creflo Dollar's church and sit down and be broke.
You got to have some stacks for that. Stacks on that. Stacks on that.
So you say you want to smoke. Can you please explain? Please explain.
Yeah, because you know I listened to the conversation me and the brother had last time, and he miscalculated what I said. And what I was talking about, I wasn't talking about Clarence 13X.
Well, hang on a second. Hold on a second, poor righteous teacher. Now you're asking me to go back to another show. We don't usually do that, and you're talking about what was the guy's name? Allah Intelligent, right?
Yeah, Allah Scientific, Magnetic, whatever they use the long sentence to call their name.
Well,
but I ain't gonna go back on that.
Hang on, guys. Don't do that. Don't do that. I think the man's name was Allah Intelligent. Let's be respectful. He was respectful to you. He wasn't talking about SMD, pull up. You guys, you had a disagreement, but.
No, we don't talk like that. I would never say nothing out my mouth to another man. Because I grew up in another era. You don't talk like that. That's fighting words.
Okay. So you want to address him again? Should we try and get him on the line?
No, you can go ahead and get him online. It don't make no difference. Only thing I was trying to say, when he was talking about the father autobiography, I wasn't talking about how the father came up. And how he came from Danville, Virginia. Then he came up to New York and, came into the nation. I'm not talking about that. I was talking about on how he built the 5% nation. Okay. He built the 5% nation on what Master Farad did. He built it exactly the way Master Farad did. And that's the only thing I was saying. And that's why I was asking him where was the lessons produced during that time. And them lessons, when them lessons was produced to the messenger, especially the lesson number 2, that's when he took flight from Detroit to Chicago. Then from Chicago, he went to Milwaukee, then he went to Wisconsin and D.C. Those were the center areas where he was making the temples at, because people was trying to kill him. And then they be saying like Clarence 13X is better than Master Farad. Master Farad was saying he was Jesus back in 1931, 1932, and 1933. He mentioned that he was the long-awaited Messiah, and was for that in the messenger ear the second time the messenger seen him. And then, like I said, for the 9 boys.
Well, now hang on a second, poor righteous teacher. So now, I think I gave you plenty of time to get all that out. Tonight I'm talking about something totally different. Tonight I got smoke for Fat Joe, aka Uncle Fester, the BET Hip Hop Awards.
He's another one He's another one. Fat Joe, another one too. Used to hang around the 5%ers off Elon off the Bronx, and hang around the Muslims and think he was black and stuff. Everything Fat Joe be doing is grafted. Everything he be doing is grafted.
Speak on it, God.
He lies so much. Yeah, he lies so much before anything it can come out his mouth. You know it's a lie. And then you know what type of characteristic a man he is, the way he did Big Pun Family. He don't stand on no type of principles. A man that don't stand on no principles don't have no discipline. That's why he can't control his eating habit, and he got to take that medication to make him stop eating because he don't even got the powers himself or the discipline to stop doing it himself. That's weakness right there. You know what I mean? So I never liked what Fat Joe did. He was never a lyricist. You could tell other people write his stuff. He don't have that originality about himself. Only a certain few artists in hip hop history who carry that originality with them. You know, that is true lyricist. Certain like when it comes to Nas or Biggie or somebody, you can't remake their songs or nothing. Because they perfect each track so perfect, just like a wise man is perfecting a scripture from a sacred book or something. That's how they...
Can I ask you to hold on a second, Poor Righteous Teacher? I think this might be Allah Intelligent calling back. Peace. Is that Allah Intelligent? 215? Good evening.
Hey, sorry, not that you care, but no, it's Ricky Rick.
Hey, Ricky Rick, can you hold on? Or do you want to speak to...
yeah, I can hold.
Poor Righteous Teacher. Are you sipping? I hope you're sipping. I'm going there tonight.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. I'm holding.
Okay, all right. Sit tight. That's Ricky Rick. All right. Back to you, Poor Righteous Teacher. You were saying, sir.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw that in there and stuff about Fat Joe. That I never felt him. And he's not original. Sometimes you can tell by a person's chemistry on how they is. They don't even got to talk. You can look in their actions. A person's wisdom gonna show you the type of knowledge they keep on their mind. So
Well, listen, I'm glad that the BET Hip Hop Awards was canceled. It became too much of a coon fest. Black women just shaking their doo-doo makers all over the place. It was really disgusting. I just saw highlights of the last 2 award shows. What is that girl's name? She's dancing all over the place. Get her name, but I'm saying good riddance and get the fuck on. That's what I'm saying. Come on.
Yeah, when I seen Gorilla up on there that time and all them ratchet females, I'm like, who gonna bring one of these females some flour or take off their jacket so they can walk over?
Did you say Gorilla or Glorilla? You said Gorilla?
Whatever she called her name, Glorilla, Gorilla, whatever. And that's a crazy name. What woman, when she gets 60 years old, what's she gonna tell her kids? Oh, they knew me by Gorilla. That's embarrassing. Okay. I'm embarrassed to tell my own son who I was back in the days when I used to hustle. So it just that type of stickability I don't want. Okay. I wouldn't want it stuff. But I appreciate that, Star. You got my number. If any of the 5%ers or any of the splinter groups got something to say about Master Farad, the history or whatever, or the lessons, tell them, yo, I'm on speed dial, hit me up.
Okay.
Because I'm with the shits on this. Because I'm going at everybody about Master Farad.
Whoa.
That's Allah in person. I don't care who it is. It can be Farrakhan Group. It can be Royale. It can be Silence. If they ain't standing in line on what Master Farad taught and what the Supreme Minister John Muhammad taught, I'm going at him. That's how it is, man. Word is born.
I appreciate you. Peace.
You have a blessed night. Peace.
Okay.
Wow. I'm not trying to start nothing, but that was Poor Righteous Teacher. He said he wants to smoke. 1051, are you calling in, sir? I got your donation, your good money with me. 1051, where are you? Ricky Rick, how are you, man? Thank you for your support as always. Good to hear from you. Ricky Rick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, Star?
I'm enjoying life, man. People out here dying.
I'm right. I'm listening. How's the algorithm?
Well, listen, you always spend Skrilla, man. So go ahead and jump out the window if you need to. Let's go. Come on.
I appreciate you. I'm gonna try not to go 100 miles an hour like I usually do, but I'm really glad you're doing this show, because if anyone who's listening would think that I'm quick to come at black people, whatever the case may be. No, guess what? I'm a spick from Philly, you could come see me. And ain't nothing worse than a dirty, disgusting Puerto Rican spick like Fat Ho. Ain't nothing worse than him. He's a fucking snake in the grass, knock-kneed ass, pussy bitch-made ass motherfucker. Whoa. Did my man Big Pun dirty. Fucking he's my man Cuban Link dirty. He's the fucking worst. So like you said, rest in peace BET Worth. Fuck him for wanting to latch on to that mother. You talk about tethers. What's the word? Tethers? Right. Ain't nothing worse than a specters. Whatever you want to try to say. That's the worst.
Let's go.
Like in my own fucking people. Like this shit is disgusting. Listen, man, and like I said, I come at everybody. I don't give a fuck. I'm prejudiced towards everything.
As you should
but
be.
Ain't nothing worse than right. Hey, this guy is a fucking cancer. But that's all I really called to say is the shit on this.
Well, hang on. Stay with me, Ricky Rick. Stay with me. You know, when I first started hanging around this beautiful Puerto Rican girl, early 80s, and she took me down to Alphabet City. You may or may not know where that is. It's in New York. It's below the Lower East Side. We went down there to buy some Coke. And she said, be careful around these spicks because they will steal the soles off of your shoes. You ever heard that?
Goddamn. They'll steal the soles and the insoles. You got Dr. Scholl's insoles? They'll take them up. They'll take that too.
She was Puerto Rican. She told me that. She said, be careful around
these... and I'm Puerto Rican, and I'm telling you, don't
be careful around these spicks. They will steal the soles off of your shoes.
If you have a thumbtack, if you step on a thumbtack and don't even know it on your shoe, they'll take the fucking thumbtack and man, fuck them all, man. Don't trust none of them motherfuckers. So listen, you're the fucking GOAT star. Salute, and I'm gonna just keep listening.
Hang on, before you go. She told me a joke I never forgot. You ever heard this one? Why do Italians put their garbage in clear plastic bags?
To watch Puerto Ricans go window shopping.
Put their garbage in clear plastic bags.
I don't know. Go ahead. Tell me. Go ahead.
So Puerto Ricans can go window shopping.
Oh shit.